guest for sharing his time and giving his consent in a very short span of time. In fact, in early morning, I requested him to please grace the occasion, so we are very thankful to you, sir. Respected senior faculty members, senior colleagues, and dear participants, I welcome you all in the inaugural session of this one-week training program on use of different statistical softwares in business management and allied sectors, which is being sponsored by the Ministry of MSME, and the nodal agency for this is, of course, you all know, it is Director Planning and Monitoring, Kashmir, and this training is being organized by the Division of Social and Basic Sciences. Now, as far as the highlights of this main training program is concerned, the main objectives of this training is to enhance the skills, to make the participants aware about the data-driven decisions. As far as the first objective of this training is concerned, to introduce the participants to the popular statistical softwares, packages or tools and their application in their own domains, whether it is business, whether it is science, whether it's agriculture, whether it's forestry or allied sciences. And the second one is to equip the participants with the skills needed to perform the data analysis and data visualization, which is the main highlight of this program also. Then to provide the practical insights into using statistical software for solving problems, because the decision making is very important, and the main theme of this training is also circled and clustered about this. Now, as far as the main highlights of this training program is concerned, we'll be giving an introduction to some of the famous statistical packages, because the theme of this training is focused on statistical softwares, like overview of tools like R, SPSS, Statistical Package for Social Sciences, SAS. SAS is a very important software. I don't know how many of the participants know about this software. Since our university being the one of the nodal agencies of this software, because this was given by the ICR way back in 2010-2011 to our university, and this is the software which you can use online from the university internet services. You cannot use it at your home by using your internet at home, but if you are using the portal of your university, the username and password, you can access this software freely, and all the analysis is done by this wonderful software. SPSS is a paid software, but university might be having or their different divisions might be a licensed software, but as far as SAS is, it has been provided by the ICR to each and every university. So during this training, I will show you how to log in and how to access this software. Now, the second one is data preparation and importing, cleaning, transforming of data. As you all know, this is very important whenever you start collecting the information in terms of data, which might be in text, which might be in numbers, majority of the times. Then the hypothesis testing, performing different parametric and its alternative, because in statistics we have two approaches. One is the traditional parametric, and we have an alternative for that, the non-parametric. Both of them will be highlighted during this program, utilizing the statistical package. Then one of the best things in statistics is the analysis of variance, which is an algebraic procedure, and most of the participants are aware about the implementation of these designs, like we have complete block designs or incomplete block designs. We'll be focusing on the implementation and analysis of these different designs, experimental designs. Then modeling, because decision making is very important, and data-driven decisions, this predictive modeling takes plays a very important role. So predictive modeling, understanding and applying the predictive models to predict the outcomes. Because when we are dealing with data and we are using a statistical software, three things are very important. One is relationship, another one is comparison, and the third one is prediction. So we'll be focusing on predictive modeling, utilizing different statistical models. Then data visualization. Sir, because we are living in a contemporary world, we need those kinds of softwares which are trendy in the sense which a particular person can equip his knowledge, and which are freely available and the market driven. So we'll be focusing on that. Like R, SPSS is a kind of a software which any person can use. But there are some softwares in context to data science which have a huge market, job market. So we'll be focusing on that as well. Because some of the software here are licensed and you have to pay for that. So since we have some open source softwares and they are freely available and they have a huge demand and market in business management. So that is why we'll be focusing on that. Okay? But the overview of that software we will give to the participants. Then multivariate analysis, a very important domain in data analysis. We'll be focusing on that. And the main thing, people are talking about artificial intelligence. We'll be focusing on some of the important machine learning algorithms because we need to have SPSS and the traditional softwares. You cannot perform the analysis of these machine learning algorithms. That is why we'll be focusing on these R and Python and SAS in fact, because in traditional softwares you will not find the application and analysis of these kind of machine learning algorithms, which are very much nowadays used in analysis, especially to the big data and the accuracy of your data. So these are the main highlights of this program. Now, very briefly, the softwares, some of the important softwares which will be featured during this 1 week training program. One is R, SPSS. Excel is one of the best statistical softwares for the beginners because the traditional and the basic conventional statistical analysis or the business management analysis can be performed in it. Then SAS, which I have already said. Then Python. R and Python are the two important statistical softwares. Rather, I can say the two important data analysis packages which are very much in demand in today's world, especially in data science. Now, as far as the features of this is concerned, the ease of learning is very easy in case of Excel and SPSS. But as far as R and Python is concerned, it is moderate to high. Because for beginners, you might require certain skills of coding as far as Python is concerned, but you don't need any kind of skills regarding coding to the R. Then statistical analysis. Across all these softwares, if we talk only about the statistical analysis, R is one of the best statistical software in context of statistical sciences. So as far as graphics and plots, here again, the R creates the wonderful data visualization plots in comparison to the rest. Then the community support, R and Python, especially this SAS also. In fact, SPSS, it has got a huge community support. It is run by a community, like in R, we have a CRAN, Comprehensive Archives Network. But in Excel, you will not find that kind of community. And to the information of all participants, R is the only software which has got its own journal. You can Google it out, it is R journal. And it is SCI rated, Thomas Reuters Impact Factor, a very good software, this journal also. Then we have customization. Although R, Python and SAS, these are all open source. I can't say open source, they are more flexible and object oriented. But SPSS is a Mino driven. Whatever the things are there, you have to do as per the protocol which is given in that. You cannot go outside that domain. Then big data, which is very important. Now, these things are very much used in social media networks and business industries. That is why Python in this big data support takes an edge in comparison to the rest. Then machine learning, we have extensive libraries in R and Python, but these kind of libraries are not available, are very limited to the rest of the softwares like in traditional SPSS, Minitab or some other softwares. Although we have one another software, OPStat, which majority of the students use to do analysis of their research. But there are some limitations in that. I cannot say that this is not a good software. That is a very good initiative by Hisar Agriculture University. I hope in our university someone will take the lead in that, because to create a software, it is not a statistician's job. It's a blend of computer science, statistics and mathematics. So in future, hope we will have a collaboration with our computer program. So we'll do something like that. But as far as initial release and development and creation of this software, you can see R and Python. It was way back in 1993 and 1991. SAS 1996, University of North Carolina, USA. And as far as this SPSS is concerned, it was created by IBM. Then we have, as far as cost is very important, because the user, whosoever is using the statistical software or data analysis package, for them, the cost is very important, because you can see SAS is a very expensive software, maybe lakhs, and even if you will get the SPSS version around about 25 I guess, or 26 is the latest version of SPSS. It costs about 80,000, 90,000, some say. In way back in 2011, 2012, our department got an opportunity to purchase it. At that time, we purchased at the cost of 25,000. So nowadays it might be around about lakh, but SAS is very expensive. It is around about 80 lakhs. It was in 2013. I don't know what is the market value this time, but as far as R and Python is concerned, they are open source and they are being run by a community. And present modern contemporary data science domain, this is being run by and mastered by these two softwares, because they are open source, freely available, and their results are very authentic and very much in demand. If someone has a data analysis skills in context to these two softwares, it's not a matter that that person who knows R and Python, he is from statistics background, he or she is from a mathematical background or an engineering background. Gone are those days. Anyone who has a skill about this software can easily get a job in the private sector. So this was a brief about the softwares, majority of the softwares, which we will be giving training to the participant during this 1 week training program. As usual, like in synapses, you have expected outcomes, and we have to show the expected outcome of our training program also. By the end of this training program, participants will be able, obviously, to use various kinds of statistical packages to handle the kind of data they are dealing with. Then to perform the basic to intermediate statistical analysis and hypothesis testing, because this is very important. Hypothesis testing, we have different kinds of tests, and we blindly used to apply statistics in our data research or in our research problems or in our data driven domain. Because once in a training program I have said statistics, the application of statistics is like a clay. So you have to be very cautious while applying anything, especially to the data. Then creation visualization, data visualization is very important. Instead of showing the bulky tables and those numerical figures, if you will have graphs which are very attractive and interactive, data visualization takes very important part in that. So expected outcome will be to equip all the participants with the good graphics and data visualization. And the last one is that the application of statistical techniques with respect to the statistical package to the practical challenge, so that they can take the data-driven decision. So thank you very much. This was all about my presentation. I'm very thankful to everyone who has gathered here and given their support during this inaugural session, and especially to the chief guest and the senior faculty members, fellow colleagues and participants. Thank you very much.